All right, class. So today is Tuesday, the 15th. Tuesday, the 15th. The agenda is on the sideboard. I'm going to go over the warm up. Problem number 1. Slide up. Okay. Planner. Gonna write in our planner what the homework is. Let's see. Teacher model. I'm gonna model equations. We're gonna finish the maze, and then we have a puzzle that we're gonna do. And I abbreviated, okay? Your homework help video will be sent to Remind at 2 p.m. It's also on Canvas. I also sent out the directions to the project. It'll go out at 2 p.m. Let's write our homework down in our planner. I'm going to pause to give you a chance to write, and then we're going to write our homework in our planner. All right. This is week 3, quarter 2, week 3. Check off. If you watched the video last night for homework help, check it off. Okay. If you completed the homework last night, check it off. If you read over the project, check it off. Tonight, watch help video. Complete homework. I sent out a video for the project, so watch project video. And we'll go over project tomorrow. We'll start it tomorrow in class if you haven't already started. Watching the video, you can go ahead and start it. You have enough information to start all of the concepts. I've already taught those, so you should be able to do the project. But if you still need assistance, then I will get you started on that tomorrow. I'm going to pause for the calls to give you a chance to write. Anyone still writing? Okay. All right, let's look at the warm-up. Everybody should have their calculator just in case they need it. All right, we're solving the inequality here. To solve this inequality, this is written as a proportion. So we're going to cross multiply. I'm going to do this way first because the mouth is open to this side. So we're going to multiply 2 times this expression. Bring the inequality down. The 3 plus 4a is on this side. So I'm going to say 2 times 3 plus 4a. And let me slide this over a little bit, y'all. Okay. This mouth is open to this side where there's 3 plus 4a. So I'm going to put 2 times the 3 plus 4a. On the opposite side, we got a minus the 8. We're going to say 8 times a minus 8. So we're using cross multiplication to solve. We're going to cross multiply. And this is 2 times 3 plus 4a. This inequality is greater than 8 times a minus 8. Now we're going to solve. We're going to solve by using distributive property first. So we're going to multiply the 2 times both numbers in the parentheses, both terms. What is 2 times 3? 6. Very good, baby. What is 2 times a positive 4A? 8A. Good job. Nia, you write this down, baby? Write this down, sweetie. Bring down the greater than symbol. Now we're going to do or perform distributive property on the other side. We have 8 times A. What's 8 times A? 8A. Isaac, write this down, babe. Write this down, sweetie. You okay? You all right? Okay. You look distraught. You got your lip poked out. 8 times a negative 8. What's 8 times a negative 8?
Negative 64.
Negative 64. Good job, baby. Okay. The next step, we are going to move the variables to the same side. Move the variables to the same side. So here, I'm going to move either positive 8A over here or positive 8A over here. Doesn't matter because guess what? They're both the same. So I'm going to subtract 8A on both sides. Why, Miss Reyes, are you subtracting? Because it's a positive 8A. So in order to move the 8A over here, we do the opposite of a positive, which is a negative, or the opposite of adding, which is to subtract. That's going to cancel out the variables on both sides. So there's no just one answer for this, okay? On this side, we're left with 6 greater than. On this side, we're left with negative 64. Because the variables are gone, there's no one solution here. Is this inequality true or is this inequality false? Is 6 greater than a negative 64? Yes, this is true. So that means it's infinitely many solutions since the variables canceled out. This is infinitely many solutions. That means every single number that you plug in is going to work. Simply because the variables canceled out and this is true. If the variables cancel out and it's false, this is a no solution. Since the variables cancel out and it's true, this is infinitely many solutions. I'm going to pause for the calls, give us a chance to write. Please write it down so we can get 100 for this assignment, because 100 for this particular assignment goes a long way. This really does improve our grade. So, we're going to put this on the work to do side of our folder. Work to do side of our folder. Take out your maze and your notebook. You're going to give us a little time to get that out. Okay, if you already know what you're doing, keep going. If not, please just stay with me. Okay, so we're going to do, look, we did this problem yesterday. We're going to write this down and do this one. We have 10. Let me use the space that I have. Plus 3x is equal to 5 minus 2x. Where's your stuff? Come on, baby, write this down, please. This goes in your notebook. Write this down. This goes in your notebook. Jessica, this goes in your notebook. Write it in your notebook, please. Write this in your notebook. Nia, write this in your notebook. Langston, write this in your notebook, babe. Nia, you okay? You okay? You okay? We got hand sanitizer if you want to use that. There's some up here on the table. Huh? It's blue. All right, here we go. What's that, baby? Oh, I just throw it. I got it. All right, here we go. We're going to move the variables to the same side, okay? We're going to move the variables to the same side. I'm going to move this minus 2. Okay, because I know in order to move a -2, you have to add it. Please write this down. Just write it down. Here, this is going to give me 10. This is going to give me 5x. And on this side, this is 0. Next section, let's go. This is going to give me, I'm left with 5 over here.
Okay, he's not in trouble, but he was absent and we're
Okay.
going to test. Can he just work on it?
Yeah, there's at that back seat. Do you see our way in the back, baby? You can sit there.
That's Sergio.
I know Sergio. Excuse me. All right, so now we're going to get x by itself by subtracting 10 on both sides. 10 minus 10 gives me 0. And we're left with 5x. Bring down the equal. Just go rinse it off real quick. This is going to give me a -5. The operation between 5 and x is multiplication. The opposite of multiplication is division, so we're going to divide both sides by 5. 5 divided by 5 is going to give me 1x or just x. No, see, that's why she didn't want you to go. Y'all be doing the most. Why you want to talk to her? Is it something that's majorly important? Or is something that can wait? It can wait. Okay. Go ahead, baby. Go ahead. You sure? Make sure you write this down. Since the answer is -1, we're going to shade in -1. And now we're going to do this problem. We're going to do this problem. I sent Nia to wash her hands. I hope you're okay with that. All right, so we got x divided by, we got -4 minus 2 is equal to x plus 3. Okay. All right, I'm going to do a couple more with you, and then I'm going to turn you loose to do some on your own, okay? So I'm going to do a couple more with you, and then you're going to work on some on your own. All right, so let's do this one. The first step, and I'm reading the steps right off the previous page, is distributive property. There is no distributive property that's illustrated in this problem. So I skipped the first step. Ricardo, are you listening? Before we go in, okay, so again, look, I am using the steps from the previous page. I'm doing distributive property, combining like terms, moving the variable to the same side, and then isolating the variable, okay, by using inverse operations. I'm using those steps to solve all of these problems. The first step is distributive property. I don't have distributive property in this problem, so I skipped the first step. Any questions? Nia, you listening? Okay. The second step is to combine like terms on each side. And I see y'all not looking at me. I'm going to call your name because I feel like you're not listening and you're not processing what I'm saying because you're not even watching me. Put your pencil down. The second step is to combine like terms on each side. Okay, I cannot combine these two terms because they're not like terms. They both do not have x's attached to them. So I can't add or subtract them. The second side, I cannot add or subtract these two terms either because they are not like terms. Any questions about like terms? So I skipped the second step. The third step is to move the variables to the same side. I have an X over here and an X over here. Why am I doing that? Why, Ms. Reyes, do you have to move the X's to the same side? Because you cannot solve for X if you have an X over here and an X over there. You have to move the X's to the same side so that you can solve for X. So now I'm either going to move this negative 1 over 4 X to this side or 1X to this side. Okay, I'm choosing to move this negative 1/4 X to this side. Okay, why, Miss Reyes? Because it's easier to add than it is to subtract. So I know in order to move the variables to the same side, I have to use the inverse operation. Since this is subtraction, what is the opposite of subtraction? So I add this to move it. You don't have to write anything right now. Please just watch. Any questions about why I'm adding it to move it? When I add a negative 1/4 X plus 1/4 X, this is 0. This is gone. That's 0. And I'm left with negative 2 on this side. Bring down my equal. Any questions about how I get just the negative 2 or minus 2 on this side? Now I'm looking at this side. What number is automatically in front of this X? A 1 is. Just like 1 was set up. Just like 1 was automatically in front of this X here. So now I'm going to add, what is 1 plus 1/4? 1 and 1/4. So this is 1 and 1/4 X. Bring down the plus 3. Any questions about how I get 1 and 1/4 X? Any questions about how I just brought down the 3? The last step is to isolate X, the fourth step. So that means I got to get X by itself. I got to get rid of the 1 and 1/4 that's attached by multiplication. And I got to get rid of the plus 3. Which one of these do I move first? Sit up, Isaac, please. Which one do I move first? The 1 and 1/4 or the 3? The 3. Anything that you add or subtract, move it first. Great job. How do I move or get rid of a positive 3? I subtract it. Very good. So I'm going to subtract 3 on both sides. Pencils down. When I subtract 3 on this side, negative 2 minus 3. What is negative 2 minus 3 equal to? Negative 5. Very good, Ricardo. This is negative 5. Bring down my equal. This is 0. This is gone. 3 minus 3 is 0. And I'm left with this 1 and 1/4 X. The operation that is between 1 and 1/4 X is multiplication. What is the opposite of multiplication? Dividing, division. So I'm going to divide both sides by 1 and 1/4. Okay? Put your calculator in front of you so I can show you how to do this part. Got your calculator on. Please have your calculator in front of you. You need to know how to do this. I'm going to pause. Some people are picking theirs up. Hayden, you have your calculator? All right, here we go. So let's type this in. We got negative 5. Negatives right here at the bottom. 5 is here. Divided by. And now we got 1 and 1/4. Okay, Miss Reyes, how do you type that in? I'm going to show you. Please listen. Let me move this up a little bit. Let's do parentheses. We're going to type in the mixed number. Where's parentheses? It's right above the 8. If I'm moving too fast, just let me know, okay? You got the whole number is 1. So let's type in 1. Then you have the fraction is 1/4. So you're going to say plus. You need to, what do you need, baby? Can you see it now? And you're going to type in the fraction 1/4. So this is 1 divided by 4. And then close the parentheses. The closed parentheses is right above the 9. And that's what it should look like. Now we're going to press enter here.
-4.
-4. So your answer here is going to be -4. Please copy. Let me go back up. I'm going to pause for the calls. Please copy. All right, so y'all, we're going to color in this one. And we're going to go here and write this one down. We have 1 minus 3x equals 4x minus 6. Slide this over. All right, see if you can do this one on your own, okay? See if you can do this one on your own. Pause for the calls. I'm going to walk around to see what we have. There we go. So this one would be here. We might have to move over to the next page. Our next question is... Slide up just a little bit. There we go. Thank you. 2 minus x. Alyssa, you write this down? 3 equals 6 write it down. Minus x. Did you write the next one down that we're going to do? You want them to try? Yep, I do. Okay, I'm going to stop recording.